Today we're looking at the different sizes and classes of trucks. I'll also tell you which trucks offer the best fuel economy within its segment. Choosing a pickup truck is no easy task. Reason is, there are various sizes and classes of trucks. At the end of the day, you need to prioritize what your specific needs are for a truck and not just your wants. For example, whether you need a daily commuter, a light weekender, a serious off-roader, or a workhorse truck. For example, if you're searching for something in the small category, the 2024 Ford Maverick is one of the cheapest trucks you can find. It's a starting MSRP of $23,440, so it's rather affordable. It's a 4-door, 5-passenger compact crew cab pickup, and it sits on the same unibody platform we see in the Ford Escape and the Bronco Sport. For that price, the Maverick isn't a serious off-roader or a workhorse. It's more of a city truck, something you can use for your daily commute, weekend camping, or if you need to haul some stuff around like a light trailer. It comes standard with full hybrid and front-wheel drive, and if you have the option for a conventional 2-liter EcoBoost 4-cylinder turbo with all-wheel drive. It can only tow 2,000 pounds standard or 4,000 if you choose the conventional turbo engine with the 4K tow package option. The Maverick is also one of the most fuel-efficient trucks. The hybrid version offers 42 miles a gallon in the city and 33 on the highway. Actually, because of its price point and fuel efficiency, the Maverick's been selling like hotcakes. So much so that even Ford can't keep up with the demand. Its only real competition here in the States is the Hyundai Santa Cruz. But mind you, the 2024 Santa Cruz has a smaller bed, just 4 feet, compared to the Maverick's 4.5 feet. Has a starting price of $26,650, which is $3,200 higher, only comes as a conventional gas-powered variant, and offers a fuel efficiency of only 22 in the city and 26 on the highway. That said, Santa Cruz can tow more and also has a few more features. If you need something a bit larger and a bit more powerful, you'll need to step up to mid-size trucks. A mid-size pickup is a good option for someone who doesn't need a heavy-duty workhorse, but wants a daily commuter that can tow and haul more than a compact truck and or wants more off-roading capabilities than a compact truck. Mid-size trucks, compared to full-size trucks, are easier to get in and out of. They're also easier to maneuver in tight spaces like parking lots, and they're usually more fuel efficient too. Think iconic names like Ford Ranger, for example. The 2024 model is a complete redesign. The exterior styling is now closer to the F-150, especially the front end. The base model comes with a 2.3 inline-4 turbo that outputs 270 horsepower and has a starting price of $32,565. It does come with the option for the V6 EcoBoost if you want to kick it up a notch. The Ranger is larger than the Maverick, with a 5-foot bed, for example, and it's built on a more traditional pickup truck chassis, so it'll give you better off-roading capabilities. Plus, its tow package allows it to pull up to 7,500 pounds. Its estimated fuel efficiency is 19 in the city and 29 on the highway, depending on the configuration. You can compare that to the 2024 Chevy Colorado, which is a smaller sibling of the Silverado. This is the new generation of the Colorado with an estimated starting price around $31,000 for the 4-door cab with a 5-foot bed. Chevy nixed the V6 and diesel options and replaced it with the Turbo Max engine, which outputs 430 pound-feet of torque. It'll tow up to 7,700 pounds, which is the most towing capability in the mid-size segment, so it can haul campers, boats, and snow machines with ease. If you're a serious off-roader, you'll want to consider the Colorado ZR2 Bison, which is the beast version with 10.7 inches of ground clearance and 35-inch Goodyear Wrangler Territory mud terrain tires. Fuel economy is said to be 20 in the city and 25 on the highway. For its rear-wheel drive models in 19 and 23, respectively, for the 4-wheel drive versions. Or compare that with the 2024 Toyota Tacoma. The Taco has a complete redesign as well. In short, Toyota dropped the V6. It now comes standard with a turbocharged 2.4 inline-4 and 8-speed automatic. Or you can opt for the iForce Max hybrid powertrain, which generates 326 horsepower and 465 pound-feet of torque, if you really need speed and more off-roading capabilities. Now, many specs on this truck are still not yet released, like the price and gas mileage, but you bet the hybrid will offer benefits. The new Tacoma is expected to tow 6,000 to 6,500 pounds. If you haven't seen my video on the 2024 Tacoma, check it out. But now, if you need even more power and features for work, I'm talking a workhorse here, you'll need to step up to full-size category. Believe it or not, full-size trucks are more diverse than the mid-size ones. This mainly comes down to the fact that most of them are offered in light-duty and heavy-duty variants. True, they're classified separately and have completely different capabilities, but automakers often share many parts and design cues between them. Here's the deal. The heavier the classification of the truck, the better the truck will be at towing and hauling. But there are trade-offs to that. Usually, the better the towing, the worse the ride quality becomes. Light-duty pickups are the more practical choice for most U.S. drivers, but it depends on your real need. The most popular truck in America is the Ford F-150. The thing is, you can choose from gas, hybrid, or all-electric powertrains. So you have more options to choose from. The 2023 base trim starts at $33,835 with max towing at 8,200 pounds and fuel economy of 19 miles a gallon in the city and 24 on the highway. If you go for a higher trim with the 3.5-liter EcoBoost V6, you can get up to 14,000 pounds of max towing. Now the most popular trim is the XLT Super Cab 5.5-foot box four-wheel drive. It comes with the 3.3-liter V6 four-wheel drive and starts at $54,445. If you go for a hybrid, you're looking at a towing max of 12,700 pounds, whereas the Lightning, which is the all-electric version, gives you 7,700 pounds and 320 miles of driving range. The downside of the F-150 is that it's not as luxurious a truck as, say, the Ram 1500. So let's talk about the 2023 Ram 1500. The base trim starts at $37,905. And the most popular trim is the Laramie Crew Cab 5-foot 7-inch box four-wheel drive, which comes with a 3.6-liter V6 four-wheel drive at a starting price of $58,980. Here's the thing about the Ram 1500. It excels in comfort compared to most of its competitors, but its fuel economy is disappointingly low unless you go diesel. There's also the 2024 Toyota Tundra. For this model, Toyota dropped the V8, and the truck comes in a new iForce 3.4 twin-turbo V6, which actually offers more punch than the previous V8 on paper. Plus, there's the option for hybrid powertrain. The max towing capacity is 11,120 pounds. The base model offers 17 miles in the city and 22 on the highway. But here's the thing. When it comes to full-size pickups for work purposes, if you own the business NAD, you reimburse your workers for gas, then fuel economy is probably something you want to look at. But if you're the worker who's being reimbursed, then my guess is you and most workers probably aren't too concerned about that. Now, logically, it makes sense that bigger and heavier trucks will pull more weight and haul more cargo. There are other variables, too, like axle ratios. Higher axle ratios mean higher tow ratings, for example. You also have gross vehicle weight ratings, or GVWR for short, and so forth. Now, automakers love to advertise the maximum capacity of their pickups, especially when it comes to heavy-duty ones. But here's the thing. 9 times out of 10, those ratings specifically apply to uncommon configurations and unconventional towing methods. What do I mean by that? Take the Ram 3500, for example. It can tow up to a whopping 37,090 pounds. But you got to read the fine print. That towing capacity is only possible with a high-output 6.7-liter Cummins turbo diesel inline 6 and only if the trailer is connected via a bed-mounted fifth-wheel hitch and the truck is a single-cab, dual rear-wheel drive version. See what I mean? It's a similar story for payload capacities that get advertised in general. That's why you truly need a work beast that can regularly tow or haul heavy loads. You need to take the body style configuration and mechanical specs into consideration before making a final decision. I also recommend that you overestimate the necessary capacities so that you can potentially avoid unsafe conditions. If you need a truck for work purposes, you'll also want to consider how many people you need to transport to the work site on a regular basis. When it comes to trucks, you got 3 main cab sizes. Most is the regular cab, known as a single cab. Regular cabs only have 2 doors and a single row of seats. Usually you can seat 2 to 3 passengers. Then there's the extended cab. Extended cabs include a back seat. The biggest and most popular configuration is the crew cab. Crew cabs have 4 doors and have the most spacious back seat available. If your need for a truck is to carry cargo, you'll need to look at the cargo bed options. Many trucks offer more than one bed size. Usually you'll have a short bed and a long bed. Sometimes there's a third size between these two. Depends on truck model and trim. Typically, standard beds measure between 5 and 6.5 feet. Long beds come in a variety of sizes and can measure up to 8 feet. Say this 3 times fast. Pickup powertrain platter. Actually, this is important to your pickup. Currently, almost every truck currently on the market has 2 or more engine options. I'll bet some of you watching this video believe that real trucks are those with a V8 and a 4-wheel drive. And you're not alone. There's also the fact that not one single midsize truck is available with 8 cylinders. The fact is that all these different engine sizes and their accompanying transmissions, which are part of what's called the powertrain, can make the pickup truck buying process even more complicated than it already is. If you're looking at the most diverse choices, look at full-size light-duty trucks because they usually offer more powertrain options as well as trims. The general rule is that the smaller the engine, the better the fuel economy. The thing is, normally these engines have to work harder than larger engines to move the additional weight. That affects fuel economy if you're towing. So if you know that you're regularly towing a lot in your pickup, your best bet is to look at the more powerful engines as well as different diesel options that are offered on many models. This even applies to mid-sized trucks like the GMC Canyon. Diesel powertrains are one of the most expensive options, but they tend to be more fuel efficient and have substantial amounts of torque that make towing easier. The diesel engine engine versus gas debate is particularly noteworthy when it comes to heavy-duty trucks, which have fewer powertrain choices than their light-duty counterparts. Of course, cost of diesel fuel and other maintenance costs unique to these oil-burning engines have to be factored in too. If your business requires you to tow super heavy loads on a regular basis, I'm talking more than 10,000 pounds. They get a truck because a van has less capabilities when it comes to towing. Let me put it in perspective. The 2023 GMC Savannah Passenger has max conventional trailering of up to 9,600 pounds, and the 2023 Chevy Express van has max trailering weight up to 10,000 pounds. So consider that threshold. If you need to tow more than that, you'll have to cross over to the truck side, and probably will be best off buying a diesel truck. You can look at the beast trucks like the Ford F-Series Super Duty trucks. The F450, for example, can tow 40,000 pounds without breaking a sweat. Same thing for payload. Basically, the payload capacity is how much weight your vehicle can carry, including passengers and cargo. If your business requires you to load and carry super heavy weight, more than 5,000 pounds, then a truck is a better option. As a point of reference, a Ford F350 Super Duty has a max payload capacity of 8,000 pounds, for example. On the other hand, the 2023 Ford Transit and Ram ProMaster 3500 offer some of the highest payloads among cargo vans. But now, if you need cargo volume more than anything, it's time to consider a cargo van. It's no secret that trucks offer limited cargo space compared to cargo vans. To put it in perspective, the 2023 GMC Sierra 1500 offers 3 bed lengths. Even if you opted for the largest one, which is 8 feet long, you're getting just 89.1 cubic feet of cargo space. On the other hand, if you get a cargo van, take the 2023 Ram ProMaster, for example, we're talking 520 cubic feet of cargo space. So you can see it's a significant difference. But it's not just more cargo volume we're talking about here. Cargo vans are enclosed, and that helps keep your cargo private and protected from the environment and thieves. Trucks, on the other hand, come with open beds. Yes, you could buy a tune-out cover or truck cap to protect your cargo, but then you're adding additional weight to your vehicle, plus shell out more money. An average soft cover can cost $400, while hard covers and retractable covers can cost you over $1,000. And truck caps range between $1,500 to $6,000. And honestly, if you're going to buy a cover or cap for your truck, you're pretty much one step closer to looking like a van anyway. So you might as well save yourself money and get a cargo van. But now, if passenger space is a top priority for your business needs, then a van might be the better option. A standard cargo van typically seats only 2, but crew-style vans usually seat 5. And there are passenger vans which can take 14 or 15. Take, for example, the 2023 GMC Savannah Passenger and the Ford Transit passenger vans. Each can seat up to 15 passengers. On the other hand, trucks can't come in nearly as close. A regular cab has 2 doors and a single row seats. Typically, it seats 2 or 3. An extended cab gives extra seating that's accessible by folding the front doors forward. Some extended cabs offer back doors that are smaller and usually rear hinged. In other words, they open backwards like suicide doors and can only be opened when the front door is open. Then there are the crew cabs. Basically, they have 4 standard doors that open to 2 full rows of seating. The crew cab is pretty much like a 4-door sedan plus a bed. But at best, a crew cab truck can seat up to 6 people. Another advantage that cargo vans have over trucks is they enable you to get more organized. You can customize a van by adding shelving or designated areas for different items. An organized van makes it a lot easier and faster to load and unload. On the other hand, pickup trucks aren't designed to help keep you organized. You just place things in the open bed and things can move around while you're driving. Another benefit to a van, which you might not have thought about, is the outside of the van has more surface area. You can use that for your advantage. Think of it as a large open billboard to advertise your own business, which moves around wherever you go. Pretty much, it's free advertising when you're on the road. The only cost, of course, is to create and place the ad on the van. That's a one-time fee, but you have no monthly ad fees for the life of the van. If you haven't already noticed, truck tire wheels are much larger than the wheels on a van. That's because trucks are more likely to be in heavy-duty off-roading situations. Larger wheels mean higher ground clearance for the truck's underbody. This, in turn, improves approach and departure angles and allows you to better protect mechanical components while driving through rough terrain. It's the same story for dirt and gravel. The more rubber that comes in contact with the ground, the more friction you can create. That translates to better braking on pavement and helps with towing capability. The size of a vehicle's wheels has a major impact on their price. And it's no different for trucks. In short, installing and replacing wheels on a truck is more expensive when compared to a van. Here's something not many people think about: safety. Vans are generally safer for pedestrians because of their short hoods and flat noses, which make visibility better. You can almost liken them to driving a bus in a way. Trucks, on the one hand, sit higher and have hoods that are taller, wider, and longer. Imagine the damage they can do to a pedestrian. Also, most trucks have a body-on-frame construction, whereas many vans have a unibody one. The unibody design has inherent safety advantages over body-on-frame designs. For starters, a unibody van has a lower center of gravity, which means a lower risk of rolling over. Also, the crumple zones are engineered into unibody designs to better absorb impact upon collision. What would you rather have get crumpled, the body of the vehicle or your body? Gas mileage is another consideration if your job requires you to drive a lot. Many people know that trucks are typically gas guzzlers, but if you're on the road and you need to prioritize fuel economy, then some trucks are a better option than the best van. For reference points, the 2023 Ford Transit Connect wagon has a fuel economy of 24 miles a gallon in the city and 28 on the highway. But compared that to the gas-powered 2023 Ram 1500 with turbo diesel V6, which offers 22 miles in the city and 32 on the highway, or the 2023 Ford Maverick with hybrid powertrain, which offers 37 miles per gallon combined, or the 2023 Ford F-150 Lightning, which offers 78 mpge in the city and 63 on the highway. Okay, now let's talk about image, style, and looks. There's no denying that trucks look much cooler and more powerful than a van. But a van can look more commercial, professional, and credible for a business. At the end of the day, what do you value when you as a consumer hire a tradesman or business? Professionalism and a job well done, or coolness? Well, that's exactly what most consumers value too, when they're considering your business versus a competitor's business. Fleets. Here's the thing. Not all businesses are the same, but honestly, for many businesses, vans are a more practical choice. But just don't take my word for it, look at the number. By what I mean, look at the businesses that are successful and see how they optimize their business and reduce unnecessary costs. Fact remains, you rarely will see companies using full-size four-wheel drive trucks for their fleets. Look at successful giants like Amazon, for example, that uses vans and not trucks as their vehicles of choice. By the way, not many people know this, but EV maker Rivian produces electric vans for Amazon. These electric delivery vans, or EDVs for short, are designed to last 10 years or 330,000 miles before they need to be replaced. And they can travel up to 150 miles on a full charge. Because Amazon depots are being equipped with level 2 charging stations, so they're ready for deliveries the next day. Rivian customized the EDVs for Amazon's specific operation. For example, inside these EDVs, you'll find a bulkhead door that automatically closes if the driver locks the van's doors. The driver's seat is heated and ventilated, and the steering wheel is heated too. The seat can even be adjusted to a broader variety of seating positions than the Ram ProMaster van that's also commonly used by Amazon drivers today. Rivian also made sure to design the cargo areas to perfectly hold the specialized bins that Amazon uses to hold the packages. In addition, trainees or delivery helpers get to ride on a surprisingly comfortable fold-down passenger seat. Because of the position of the seat, it makes it easy to hop in and out of the van for quick and easy package delivery. These seats even have a prime blue seat belt, just like the driver's side. On top of that, the passenger has ample leg room and a cup holder that's designed into the molding at the base of the seat. Whenever the seat is not being used, the bottom flips up so the seat can be neatly stowed out of the way. At the end of the day, if you operate a business, you really need to prioritize what vehicle features are most relevant and critical for your trade. Then use the prioritized features list, filter out whether a van or truck is optimal for your business. In general, a van is the most cost-effective and overall better option in my opinion, but there are certain trades and specific purposes and applications for which a truck is better. If your trade requires a heavy-duty workhorse on a regular basis, then get a truck. But if your trade requires you to store and organize a lot of expensive tools, equipment, parts, or cargo, which you want to store and protect, then get a van. And consider the free ad space on the van as a side bonus. If you need to transport a sizable crew to a job site, then consider a passenger van. The funny thing is, despite the facts and stats out there, this video likely won't change people's perceptions about trucks versus vans. Most Americans will continue to love trucks and perpetuate the misperception that trucks are more useful than vans for any business or trade. Because in the end, many humans just act on personal preference, despite what logic tells you. It's the proverbial want versus need. That said, recently pickup truck sales in the U.S. have been on the decline for the past few years. At their peak, pickup trucks controlled 12.2% of the overall American market. But after 2 years of declining sales since the second quarter of 2020, things aren't looking too good for pickup trucks. In the fourth quarter of 2022, pickup trucks made up only 7.5% of the overall American market. The light-duty, full-size, and half-ton pickup segments had shrunk to the smallest level since the third quarter of 2012 when it was at 7.4%. The downtrend is even worse for midsize trucks. They've taken some of the hardest hits. The Ford Ranger, for example, dropped nearly 42%, while the Nissan Frontier plummeted 63%. If you're wondering why truck sales are tanking, well, there's several factors. Some of it could be that trucks like the Ford Maverick and the all-new Nissan Frontier are cannibalizing some of the full-size truck sales. Also, a good chunk of developmental budget has been reallocated to favor EV trucks over conventional ones, and that's pushing new conventional model introductions even further out. Consider, too, how SUVs and crossovers have been taking over America and stealing some of the truck sales. But now you tell me, what do you prefer, vans or trucks, and why? Please share by commenting below. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for your support.